There is a body of water on Earth that has never appeared on any official map. The US government refuses to acknowledge its existence, yet it has already swallowed 50 ships, 20 airplanes, and hundreds of human lives. And not a single body has ever been found. They didn't sink to the bottom of the sea. They completely vanished without leaving even a trace of wreckage. 5 military aircraft took off in perfect formation. The pilot's final radio transmission left only one sentence: "We are entering an area of white water. We are completely lost." Then they disappeared forever. The US Navy said afterward that it was as if they had flown to Mars. And what's even more bizarre is, even the rescue plane sent to save them vanished along with them. This place is called the Bermuda Triangle. You might think a place like this should at least be marked with a red X on the map, but the fact is, it doesn't even have official coordinates. Unofficially, it is roughly sandwiched between the southeastern coast of the United States, the Bermuda Islands, and Puerto Rico. But if you ask exactly how big it is, the answers given by experts differ by a whopping 1 million square miles. Some say 500,000, some say 1.5 million. A place whose very boundaries cannot be agreed upon has left countless ships and planes with no return for centuries. This fact in itself is absurd enough. The story begins more than 500 years ago. In 1492, Columbus took 3 ships across the Atlantic and set foot on the Bahamas. That was the first time Europeans discovered the American continent. But to get there, he had to sail through the Bermuda Triangle. He did make it through, and he came back alive. It's just that the logbooks he left behind look stranger and stranger the more later generations read them. In that body of water, the compass pointed northwest at night and northeast at dawn. Even more bizarrely, he saw a light on the horizon, flickering in the darkness like a small candle. He couldn't tell if it was land or not. At that time, the American continent hadn't even been named yet. Nobody knew what was hidden in that sea. This light became the very first brick in the Bermuda myth. Over the next few centuries, the reputation of this sea became increasingly spine-chilling. In 1881, the cargo ship Ellen Austin, while crossing this area, discovered a ghost ship drifting at sea. There was no crew. The cargo was completely intact, sitting quietly like an unnerving trap. The captain made a decision that, in hindsight, proved fatal. He sent a few of his bravest sailors to board the ghost ship, intending for both vessels to sail to New York together. As it turned out, a storm separated the two ships. After the storm passed, those sailors had all vanished. Refusing to believe in bad luck, the captain sent a second group of men. A few days later, a thick fog rolled in, and the two ships lost contact once again. Once the fog cleared, the ghost ship completely vanished from the world, along with the second batch of sailors, never to be seen again. In 1918, the U.S. Navy collier USS Cyclops, packed with over 300 crew members and 10,000 tons of manganese ore, departed from Rio de Janeiro bound for Baltimore. She made an unscheduled stop along the way and then continued her journey north, never to be seen again. No SOS, no wreckage, no clues whatsoever. This remains the largest single loss of life in U.S. Navy history not involving combat. Then President Woodrow Wilson said something that is still repeatedly quoted today: "Only God and the sea know what happened to this ship." What's even crazier is, in 1941, 2 of the Cyclops sister ships on almost the exact same route vanished just as silently and without a trace. And then came the event mentioned at the beginning, the Flight 19 incident in 1945. 5 bombers were executing a routine training mission. The pilots were experienced, and the weather was considered normal. But the flight leader, Lieutenant Taylor, grew increasingly panicked over the radio, saying his compasses had failed and he didn't know where he was. After leaving a final sentence, the signal went dead. Not a single one of the 5 planes remained. Even the rescue planes sent out to search for them that day vanished too, without making so much as a splash. The Navy wrote in its report, "It was as if they had flown to Mars." This single line caused the entire world to fixate on that stretch of ocean. By 1964, American author Vincent Gaddis, in a magazine article, connected these events scattered across centuries. He drew a triangle and officially named it the deadly Bermuda Triangle. That era was the height of the Cold War, and alien conspiracy theories were flying everywhere. People desperately needed a real-life mystery to feed their fear and curiosity. In 1974, author Charles Berlitz published The Bermuda Triangle, which sold 20 million copies in over 30 languages. In the book, he boldly proposed that the lost city of Atlantis might lie beneath those waters, emitting a mysterious energy that devours everything. Or it could be an alien outpost specifically used for abducting humans, an underwater portal connecting to another dimension. Are these claims absurd? Absolutely. But they were so absurdly thrilling that even Steven Spielberg wrote Flight 19 into his movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, showing them reappearing after being taken by aliens. All right, now let's talk about the truth. Is there a scientific explanation for all those mysterious events? Yes. Some suggested it was a geomagnetic issue, claiming the Bermuda Triangle is one of the few places on Earth where magnetic north and true north align, which could cause compasses to malfunction. But this theory has since been debunked. That agonic line has long since shifted to the Gulf of Mexico, having nothing to do with the Bermuda Triangle anymore.
The more plausible explanations are actually quite grounded. This area is dead center in a global hurricane belt. Rogue waves occur frequently here, reaching heights of over 30 meters. They strike with zero warning, flipping entire ships in an instant. Furthermore, the Gulf Stream flows at high speed along the western edge of the triangle, with a current 300 times faster than the Amazon River. Any wreckage left behind by a disaster is quickly swept away. That is exactly why no traces can be found. There is also a theory gaining more attention: underwater methane explosions. Massive amounts of methane gas are trapped beneath the seafloor. If eruptively released, the density of the seawater plummets rapidly, causing ships to lose buoyancy instantly and sink straight to the bottom. The rising gas can also choke out the engines of passing aircraft. In 2016, Norwegian scientists discovered massive craters over 800 meters wide on the seafloor, which are precise footprints left by methane explosions. Although the researchers themselves never claimed a direct link to the Bermuda Triangle, here is a statistic that completely shatters assumptions. Someone systematically analyzed maritime accident records for over 150,000 incidents worldwide between 1982 and 2015. Out of those, only 361 occurred within the Bermuda Triangle, accounting for a mere 4%. The accident rate is actually slightly lower than the global average. Shipping data from 2021 shows that 8,634 ships crossed the Bermuda Triangle that year, and only 2 accidents occurred. That's an accident probability of 0.02%, which is a staggering 90 times lower than the global average. Both Lloyd's of London and the US Coast Guard have explicitly stated that, proportionally speaking, the Bermuda Triangle is not a bit more dangerous than anywhere else on Earth.
Over the past decade, the regions with the worst global shipping losses have been the South China Sea and parts of Southeast Asia. The Bermuda Triangle doesn't even make the list. As for Flight 19, radio logs reveal a chilling, sobering truth. The flight leader, Lieutenant Taylor, made a fundamental error in navigation. He mistakenly thought he was over the Florida Keys when he was actually near the Bahamas. Instead of flying west back toward land, he flew all the way east, deep into the vast Atlantic, until their fuel ran completely dry. Records show that this pilot had a history of getting lost under similar circumstances before. This military mystery that shocked the world was, in all likelihood, nothing more than a fatal human error. So, what is the truth of the Bermuda Triangle? It is a myth manufactured by extreme weather, powerful ocean currents, occasional methane releases, combined with human error and primal fear. Centuries of bizarre occurrences were strung together by a single article, ignited by a best-selling book, and then burned into a full-blown legend under the shadow of the Cold War. The data tells us there are no supernatural forces in that ocean. It is actually safer than many shipping routes you've never even heard of. No aliens, no portals, and no Atlantis. What is there is just an ordinary patch of sea with terrible weather, fierce currents, and a place where humans have made quite a few mistakes. This answer might disappoint you a little, but look at it from another perspective. The heavy shadow that weighed on the hearts of countless sailors and pilots for centuries has finally been completely dispelled by science. That in itself is something genuinely worth saying. That's wonderful.